Hi, welcome to another episode of Unlocking Medicare. I'm your host, Tyrone Carr. Today I'm excited we have another special guest, Jasmine Teachout from Motivated and Moving. And so today we're going to learn more about what she's doing, what services she provides that's very different from what maybe a PT, physical therapist provides, as well as someone who's maybe in assisted living, nursing home. So I'll let Jasmine tell us a little bit about herself, her background, and a little bit more about what they do as a company.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyrone. I appreciate you having me. My name is Jasmine, as you mentioned. I am a licensed physical therapist assistant. I have worked in a multitude of communities for many of years. I spent most of my time in outpatient and as a clinician, and I developed and was able to fortunately observe a need for more. I felt like there was a significant gap, and that's what Motivated and Moving put a finger on the pulse, and now we're working to bridge that gap. So what we do specifically is we work with seniors that have a need for more. They've been in the therapy, whether it's in home care, outpatient physical therapy, whatever the need may be, and they've been discharged. For whatever reason, maybe they have met their functional goals and objective goals, but they just know maybe when they're discharged that they need a little more accountability. So we come in wherever it is that they call home and bridge that gap for them. We work more of the long term and make sure that they're maintaining their functional abilities.
Where would you say the big difference between someone who's going to a physical therapist directly versus you coming to the home, and someone's, I can go to a PT office and they've got all the equipment, the state-of-the-art equipment, versus you coming to their home, besides the fact that it's convenient, I would think. So what would you say the big difference is, and someone who may be subjective to, well, do I want to go to a PT, actually their office, or having Motivated Moving coming into our home or residence?
Excellent question. So we definitely don't compete with therapy. We encourage them to continue to go to therapy for a multitude of reasons, because they do have the equipment. They have all hands on deck. They're able to bounce ideas off of each other. We have the experience in education, so we're able to put together, we work more of a whole body health and wellness approach. So yes, we do progress from a physical component. From the orthopedic standpoint, if they are post-op and they've been discharged, those type of situations, we're able to continue to educate them from a therapy perspective, from an education. But we work on 6 dimensions of health and wellness. Each visit we're there. So we schedule typically 1-hour sessions, and we work not only on the physical component, but we work on social, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, physical, and environmental. So in the event, especially following COVID, a lot of people are kind of shut down a little hesitant to go in public. We come to them to help keep them motivated to move and do exactly that. And then in the event that maybe they do have a new script for therapy, send them on back in, because we absolutely encourage that.
So I know I was in a critical motorcycle accident 4 years ago, and going through PT, and I know what that's like. But from when you're talking about these 6 elements of wellness, spiritual, and all that stuff, like, so what is, that's something that I wasn't exposed to going to an actual physical therapist office. Like, can you share a little bit more about like what that is and what that's about and what you're actually doing?
Sure, absolutely. So physical therapy is amazing because we're familiar with what that is. We work from a script from a doctor, and we have to show continued objective and functional progress in order to continue to get authorization. With Motivated and Moving services, we're able to work based on what we see. So in the event that we're there, maybe if we're working with an individual with cognitive impairments, maybe the Alzheimer's, dementia clients, we can focus on other things that day. So we don't have to just focus on that physical component. We don't have to continue to move, say, that sore shoulder. We can work on other things related so that when they see us, they're not intimidated every time. Sometimes with physical therapy does not come a smile. With Motivated and Moving, that does happen every single time. So like I said, we schedule those 1-hour visits. Now, in the event that maybe we have cognitive impairments, obviously we can't tolerate an hour, but we do try to work on other things related from a mental health standpoint as well.
Now, you had mentioned already, you've disclosed on your website, you can do one-on-one sessions, there's group. So not only you go into an individual's home, but you also have the ability to go into like in a nursing home or assisted living as well.
Absolutely correct. We are in a lot of local communities, AFCs, individual homes, group homes, independent living communities, assisted living, skilled nursing, all of the above. We're able to cater our curriculum based on their individual needs. So with any client, whether it's individual or a group, we offer no charge first assessment. That way we can get to know our individuals or the communities that we're potentially going to be working with. We like them to understand our services due to the uniqueness, and then in turn, we want to understand and see if it's something that we can help them with. We have a strong group of referral sources, and we're very thankful for that. So in the event it's not something that we can do to help them, we do pass them along. We do not require a contract or a commitment for our services at all. So we're able to go as frequent or infrequent as the individual would like. We definitely do not exceed 3 times per week for any individual client, just for the sole purpose of our mission. We are not providing caregiving services, and after that amount of time frame, it does kind of turn into a little bit more of that. So 3 times a week is our limit, but we will definitely explore any options.
I mean, what was your big motivation, behind this? I mean, versus you working for just a physical therapist or actual, maybe a nursing home or assisted living. What was your turning point for you to say, this is something I want to do? It inspired you to create Motivated and Moving?
It's been a long time coming. I have files from years and years and years ago. I knew there was a need for more for the seniors specifically. When I was in middle school, I knew I was going into the therapy world. My family is super physically active. Obviously at the time I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but working specifically with the seniors and having them only be limited with their visits, and knowing that when they would go home, especially during the winter with the weather, different things related, difficulty for family transporting them, I knew there was a need for more. And when I would see them, when they would come back to therapy in the outpatient setting after being discharged, they would come back after their 90 days when their insurance was reinstated or when they were able to get that new script. I just wish that I was able to go home with them and work with them from there. Not only though from a physical standpoint, but from a make them feel good standpoint. So that's why Motivated and Moving was developed, to do exactly that.
Is there anything that really differentiates that would stand out that you would say to like one of our clients or just anybody in the community that versus going to a PT or just maybe someone who's on staff at an assisted living nursing home, that you're going to provide a completely different level of training, whether it be helping with their cognitive issues or just anything physical? I mean, is there something that stands out for you that really separates you from maybe your peers or anybody else that's out there?
So the entire curriculum that we provide is a service that is unique and it's in and of itself. So the idea that we work on 6 dimensions of health and wellness, we feel like there's such a significant role in mental health as it is into your physical health. So we really put those 2 together. And I do know, and I've experienced in the former places that I've been employed with, that happens as well. But we are not limited by insurance anymore. We are able to, unfortunately, but also fortunately, it's an out-of-pocket expense. So we are not showing continuous improvement. So even if it's a cognitive impairment or different physical ability, some individuals are sore on certain days and they don't want to focus on the physical things. So for their consistency really just builds a whole new level of care and motivation for them. So we can focus, like I said, we redirect it every single time, but each time we're there, we focus on those 6 dimensions, and it really pulls out a positive thing from every single individual or community that we're working with. And it's felt through the whole entire community or with the family members. We have continuous positive feedback across the board almost every single day, all day, with the communities that we work with, just because of the uniqueness of our services. This wasn't an idea that was just thought about overnight, so it's no surprise to us that that it's very successful.
When I was began my physical therapy, and it was 7-8 months after my accident, the biggest step for me was the mental aspect of it. The realization that I'm probably not going to be the same ever again. And to this day, I still have a lot of limitations physically compared to what I was prior to the accident. So getting over the mental hurdle, and sometimes it may not be physical, but it's just the mental hurdle that you have to get over. So I can understand, or maybe can relate to someone who, if someone is really sore from whatever their ailment or surgery, whether pre or post surgery, that mental aspect of it. So I could see where there's the value of maybe focusing on that and not so much on the physical. So that's just different from what I've experienced from different forms of physical therapy that I've needed from different injuries and stuff like that. And I know this is going to be a big question, and I know you've already alluded to this. We've had the conversations about this from a cost standpoint. You're not billing Medicare, so of course you're not billing Medicare. Medicare is not going to approve something that you're not billing for. So how would someone engage with you from paying for your services? I mean, how do you work with them to meet their needs?
There's a lot of options that we have, but the bottom line is our services are affordable. We're here for them. The need was based off of the premise, or the whole entire idea of Motivated Moving was based on the premise of we saw a need for more for them. So we're working for them as opposed to charging them ridiculous amounts of money. So our services are extremely affordable. Another benefit that I've had of working in multiple communities in different settings, I do know what the co-pays are for outpatient therapy services, so we kind of piggyback off of those, but each individual's needs are different, each community's needs are different, so we based it on what their needs are. So we do offer that no charge first assessment, and at that point we have an understanding of what it is that we will be charging per visit, but it's affordable. The bottom line is the affordability. So
as far as where is the region, the demographic, as far as where you're working at? I know you reside as far as is in Brighton.
Correct.
But outside of like Brighton, I mean, what communities as far as region do you guys travel to?
So we are all over the place. Due to the uniqueness of our services and the no commitment or contract, we will definitely not turn away a far one-time assessment just to see what we can do to help. We're deeply ingrained in all of the communities, and we get our hands wet and never turn down any opportunity to meet other individuals in the event that we might be able to refer elsewhere. So with that being said, we would not be opposed to driving a distance one day to provide education or provide them with resources, and who knows, maybe we have somebody that might be able to bridge that gap as well.
Do you also work with the staff, maybe the PTAs of that particular community as well?
So I have two answers to that. With the individuals that we work with, some of them are actually in the formal services. They're in physical and occupational therapy or speech therapy or whatever the therapy may be, and maybe they or their family realize they have a need for more. So maybe they have 2 or 3 visits per week and they want one more. So we'll come in and do that. In that situation, yes, we'll reach out to the therapy team, or they will reach out to us. Oftentimes the therapy refers them to our services, and we will work with them for the better of our client, their patient. And then in the communities, yes, we do provide education. So we can provide in-services for the caregivers on, for example, safe Hoy or lift tech transfers, or safe lifting techniques, fall prevention, different things related to that, yes.
Yeah, I can see where that would be, because I originally went to school for nursing, and I worked for Livingston County Mental Health many, many, many years ago, and I can see where some of the things that you're talking about, services that you provide, it's not even talked about. Maybe it is today. I mean, this was talking 20 years ago, but I can see where some of the services that you're talking about that you guys provide as a service would be beneficial to even those workers, those employees that are helping those residents. That would be beneficial for everybody involved. So, well, I appreciate your time. This is a great conversation. I've learned a lot. So we appreciate you coming out and allowing us to interview. So
thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this episode of Unlocking Medicare. And again, we thank Jasmine and from Motivated and Moving coming out and allowing us the opportunity to interview her and learn more about what she's doing in our communities. Watch this video. Please refer any friends to watch this video as well. And again, thank you, and stay tuned to the next upcoming video. Thank you.